chat right now, but my phone is not cooperating. So I'll give it just a minute and see if I can catch up so I can talk to you if you're here. Let me know if everything sounds okay. Oh, okay. Hi, Emily. I just learned how to do this with the help of many tutorials not very long ago. So, let me know if that's any better. I can turn it down a little further as well. Alright, does that sound better or worse? Or about the same? Can hear you way better. Great. Uh-oh. Stop that phone. Stop it. You don't get to play music too. Okay, cool. Well, I think this is just gonna be pretty chill. I'm a few hours into the game. I think I'm like somewhere between 15 and 20 hours in. So I'm just gonna do my thing. I'll kind of talk you through what's happened so far. I feel like I need to warn you, this game is spooky, Emily, so I hope you're prepared for that. Okay. This is my character, Morris. He's a sky captain. He's not had a super pleasant life, but we're making it work out here in the terrible stars. Hi, Charlie. This is my second captain. I'm playing on merciful mode because I die way too frequently to make any progress whatsoever in the other one. So this is only my second captain. We've explored a pretty good chunk of the first area, the Reach. There's still some unexplored places. That's one of the things that I'm hoping to finish tonight, is to kind of finish clearing the map. This quest that I'm in the middle of right now. Oh, the music is still too loud. Okay. Let's try. Just adjust it again. Alright, let me know how that is sitting with you. Oh, that's not what oh, beans. Oh no. Off to a great start. Well, now I can confirm 19 hours. I think playing this game and streaming it is about at the peak of what my little laptop can handle too. I'm not sure if you can hear in the audio of the fan going, but it's working very hard and I appreciate it. Oh, hey, Nat. Yeah, the music in this game is good and atmospheric, but also very unsettling. jump right back into it. Yeah, found a few horrors on the map, and they are correctly named. Is this music to voice volume a little better? Feel free to keep bugging me about it and we'll get it dialed in. Like I said, this is the first time I've actually streamed with audio from my game. Usually when Mom and I stream Stardew, we do it like animals. She has her sound on and it's picked up by the microphone, so I actually sat down and did the research to figure out how to capture the audio from the game. I'm feeling very accomplished and very stupid. Sound is good? Okay, cool. We'll proceed, and if it is too loud or if sound effects are too loud or anything, just let me know. So this mission we're working on right now, we're kind of out here in the ass end of the reach at a place called Hybris. And when we previously came through here, it was a colony full of people, and it has been deserted, and we were trying to figure out what was going on there. Hybris deserted, the colonists' house are dark, and there is no sign of a soul about. So we made a terrible discovery not very long ago that the colonists have themselves been colonized by a giant fungus in the marshes outside Hybris, and they have all been consumed. So that's nice. The good news is that we weren't. So there's some space down here that I wouldn't mind exploring, but I don't have a lot of food right now, and I don't have a place to get it over here. So I think maybe we'll make our way back to more habitable space and try and get some supplies. Yeah, horror fungi. Oh no! Oh no! So there's all sorts of bad things in space that will try and kill us. That's a scribe spinster, which I actually don't know a lot about in game. Only that they are ruthless and will destroy me. A fungal fragment. In skysuits and spore masks, your crew hauls a porous asteroid aboard. The top half is veiled by a mesh of fungus, like minty crinoline. Lichen of all shades cling to the underside of the rock in an iridescent coating. And this is a game of choosing between options. So we can scrape it for supplies, which would be good because we're low on supplies out here. But it will raise our terror, which is this upsetting red bar over here. We can destroy it to reduce terror. Cut free the fungal crinoline, which is for a researcher at a nature preserve. Study it or harvest it. I think we're gonna take it for the researcher. A sample. The fungus is tough. Ew. It's like cutting wood with a penknife, but eventually it gives way. Yeah, Nat, I've been enjoying this game a lot so far, and I've been pleasantly surprised at how quickly it bounces back and forth between very funny and very scary. So, as you've probably seen, there's a lot of unfriendly folks out here. game is kind of messy, and I'm also not good at it. So we will probably die at some point. This is one of the terrors. Faith's Fall. Behold, the remains of the celestial behemoth rotting gently. Ugh. I love the, this horrible, horrible string music that plays when you encounter a terror. And if we hang around too long, our terror will increase to unendurable limits. Oh, okay. Enemy SFX are a little high. Let's try and bring everything farther down. Alright. Let me know if that's any better. I can also bring my mic up a little higher. Sorry, thanks for being patient. This is the first time I've done in-game audio. I just downloaded the software and fumbled my way through it, so it is not tested at all. Ooh, some debris. Great, so that increased my hull, which is important because I don't want to asphyxiate in space. Checking at the circus. Angry red buzz is my engines overheating. It's not going great. Oh, just in time for someone else to show up. Great. Atmosphere is very creepy. It really is. The star-maddened explorer is defeated. The crew of this weathered engine had been driven mad by the winds and the stars and the things that haunt the sky. Same. So we can examine the captain's log for a sky story or a tale of terror. There are several different skills in the game, so it will give you a probability on your skill roll succeeding. Veils is my highest score because I'm a slippery rascal. But I think actually I'm gonna take the hull because there's only a few places in the entirety of the map that you can get your hull repaired. So it's nice to pick it up when we can find it. Sky is still a bit loud. I'll turn that down a little farther. Is it this ambient sound effects, or is it like the kind of like space rustly noises that are too loud, or is it the shooting and chugging that is too loud? Beyond repair, as is the crew. Yeah. Also, let me know if it's visually looking okay. This is a different setup than Stardew. It's just a whole screen capture, so if it's being really framey or anything, we can try and troubleshoot that if it's bothering you guys. Combat, okay. Ooh, so this we can mine because I have a mining tip on my vehicle, and we got unseasoned hours. A barrel encased in beeswax and stamped with the ministry's mark. Its contents sigh like the tide. In this game, part of colonizing space is time itself can be mined, which is horrifying. So it does some interesting things with class structure, and the lower class literally sacrificing the hours of their lives in the time mines. Visuals are good. Okay. I turned everything down again, but if we go into combat again and y'all are being ear attacked, let me know. This is one of my favorite locations in the game. It's a circus set up by a haunted obelisk. A traveling circus has settled here, too afraid to go further and too afraid to turn back. Its clanking, gaudy locomotive scavenges such audiences as it can from nearby homesteads and delivers them for an evening of shabby, desperate, big-top magic. We'll talk to new arrivals. A fire burns by the obelisk where newcomers mingle. None of them seemed to know what drew them here, save that they had nowhere else they knew they should be. They trade stories and the last of the liquor from their flask, finding solace here for reasons they can't seem to explain. We can attempt to recruit crew members, but we're actually doing pretty good, and I am going to fail that roll, so we will listen to their stories instead. The broken, the disavowed, the fugitives. Every visitor has their own story and a hole in their heart. A few demonstrate acts with which they hope to join the circus itself. Others talk of their plans to leave this place and resume their lives. Not today, but tomorrow. Or the day after that, perhaps. So I have already done a bunch of favors for the circus to help return it to some of its glory. So I ran around the Reach buying costumes and tracking down lost acrobats. And so now it's a happy circus. The big top is filled. The audience chatters in anticipation. When the lights dim and the ringmaster is drawn into the center ring on his horse-drawn calliope, singing of the night's delights, the applause is rapturous. Then come the acts. The magician appears suddenly from a puff of smoke, dazzling the crowd with his many amazing devices. The acrobatic twins swing from their trapeze, figures of perfect symmetry as they go back and forth. The pensive clown is heralded by his comedic geese, Cuddles and Ruffles, who march in their finery before him. They honk as he juggles him, and the audience collapses into laughter. The strong woman asks the crowd if they brought anything for her to lift. They cheer as a group of 10 attendees struggle to wheel out a wagon full of crates and barrels. Not only does she lift them all in turn, she overturns the wagon single-handedly at the end to rapturous applause. Sounds like wife material. We will write a port report, which we can turn into one of the factions in the war and get money for. I need this brand of existential dread in my leisure time. Yeah, there's some storylines in here that are so spooky. I'm hoping if we do a little exploration of the unexplored maps, the unexplored parts of the map, we will find some spooky things tonight. But first, we need supplies to do that. Ooh, that's actually not a bad chance. Recruit crew from the circus. You'll need to be persuasive. The circus has some kind of hold on people. Yeah, the show must go on. The prospective crew member looks tempted, but their eyes keep dragging back to the big top. I have to be here, they apologize. I think this is where I'm supposed to be. Okay, so we'll check out these shops. So you can see I kind of have limited space in my hold. So this game, and you're more fuel efficient the less that you are carrying. So this game encourages you to kind of under provision with dire consequences. So we have some kind of miscellaneous. So what I might do is drop things off at New Winchester, which is kind of the heart of our little part of space, and then we can go from there. Okay. The Hybrian wilds have devoured countless attempts at settlement. This is a forsaken place. You know, just nice little nuggets. Oh, the only rule of the chat tonight is no one's allowed to make fun of my bad train driving. I know it's bad. Lights in the distance, a stoker begins to sing a ballad about the chimneys of New Winchester. One of the things I really love about this game is how many art layers they are beneath and how they kind of move dynamically. I have definitely like driven into things because I've been distracted looking at the beautiful kind of gauzy underlayers. So this is New Winchester. The taste of smog, the sound of iron on iron. We are home. The clamoring central station of New Winchester, a place of steam and smut and thundering iron. Here you can find people willing to pay for a skilled captain's service. Oh, yeah, one of our main quests, we inherited this ship from the captain before us, rest in peace, who inherited it from his captain, who the entire ship and crew went on a journey to the Blue Kingdom, which is the land of the dead. And Amelia Whitlock had some sort of terrible disease that burned her from the inside out with runes. And she left to us a giant black coffin and asked us to take it to London, which I plan to do. Our engine is fine. I'm gonna drop some things off at the bank that we don't need so we can free up room for fuel and supplies. It's much easier to get supplies than it is to get fuel at places, so I usually trend that way. We don't really have much in the way of prospects right now that we need to take care of. I haven't seen anywhere to buy panes of stained glass, so we will keep an eye out for that. Literature for Trader's Wood. Oh, ours. Yeah, we'll take ours right back to the circus. We like them. We only have 3 right now. I think the prospect is for 5, but that's a good start. Literature for the Trader's Wood. Do I have any? Yeah, maybe we'll do that first because I know there's more unexplored area up there. Yeah, so here's the Trader's Wood, and here's the station, and we can swing up around here and try and clear some of that. Stained glass is usually Port Prosper. We will check down there. Oops, I don't want that. Ugh. So I'm gonna really undersell us on supplies because I know that there are places to get supplies along the way. This is the local hub for one side of the war. The Assembly, a coalition of independent-minded settlers, colloquially called Tacketies, gather and argue here, deliver port reports here to receive rewards and win the Tacketies' favor. I have been leading Tackety in the war, mostly because I'm in love with this woman. We're going to visit Victory Hall and talk to the Indurate veteran. Raised in the wake of the blockade of New Winchester, this magnificence of glass and steel houses the Colonial Assembly. Here, representatives of the independent ports of the Reach gather and quarrel. So we will trade our port reports in and get some money. Money, money, money. Yeah, look at her. She's magnificent. We can trade our Tackety favor for things, savage secrets, and other worldly artifacts, which I think we actually have quite a bit of right now. Yeah, I have 19 savage secrets. And 12 otherworldly artifacts, so I think I will hang on to everything right now. Oh yeah, we have a settler to take to Trader's Woods as well, so that's perfect. Oh. Oh. We need more hours for the circus, but we have no room. So maybe they'll still be there on our way back. This other blue dock over here to the left is for their counterparts, the stovepipes, who are essentially loyalists. But the war has progressed at this point to where they have abandoned that station. So we shan't be going there. We'll stop here to get some more supplies, and also this is one of my favorite ports that I want to show you, Port Avon. The gigantic weird pipes is big aesthetic, yeah. There's so many very cool background things that are like not interactable and not explained at all, and I just want to gobble them up with my eyes. Port Avon, a bucolic village nestled within looming pre-human ruins. The dock is a little more than a farmyard. Port Avon's inhabitants quickly tire of visitors, but you may be able to find ways to increase your welcome here before you venture into the village proper. It's a quiet day. A pleasant breeze wafts through the village, making even its pricklier residents relax their guard and welcome guests. Normally this is a great deal, but we don't have room for that. So we'll play a round of cricket to reduce our stress. Nobody seems to remember how long this game has been going on, just that the score is now almost a formality. You play your part and points are scored, yet by the time you leave, it is no closer to an end. Nobody seems to mind. It is, after all, cricket. And we are briefly without terror, which is important. No, I have not starved in a game because I am terrified of cannibalism. I know that's an option. I did once there are, like Procgen settlers, like homesteads that appear, and I stopped at one, and they offered me food, and I ate it, and it was people. But I have not run out of food or fuel yet because I've been so conservative about that because I'm very afraid of it. I have always at this point died from whole exposure, from either being too greedy in fights or just that kind of death spiral that happens where one thing goes wrong and then everything goes wrong. We'll write a port report for monies. Were it not for the talk of smugglers and sky beasts, you could easily confuse this place for a village on the world you left behind. It's quite peaceful here, apart from some fuss over a newspaper delivery. The villagers frown and change the subject when you ask about it. Oh, are we out of welcome? No. We're okay. We can go to the giant ruins. What place was this? What giant king made his home here? And why did he abandon the vast stores of souls that the locals still quarry from beneath the stones? Perhaps you might risk a furtive excavation of your own. Not one of the looming stones is quite square, yet they all slot together immaculately. What were these ruins before their fall? Even their bones are tall and stately as the finest cathedrals of old France. What purpose did they serve in the past plentiful days when their sun still shone? Damn. Yes, I feel like I am beginning to be more comfortable because I have, I think, all of the ports in the Reach explored, so I have a better sense of how long it takes me to get between things, but it's terrifying at first when you have none of the map exposed. So we can either try and sneakily steal some souls, or we can gain a vision of the heavens. Ooh. You know what I love? This horrible, gaping, toothy mouth with the caption, "All is well." I love that. That's great. Oh, I don't think it's gonna let me do that. That's fine. I would love to enjoy these picturesque surroundings. A milky mist billows across the sky. The stones pour cold shadows over you. They loom like stooping giants. You are so tiny, so fleeting, so easily squashed. You hurry from their choking immensity, seeking the smaller, familiar shapes of cottages, of trees, of locals leaning on their painted gates. This game is really good. I kind of want to... No, we won't try it. There's no need. We will buy another supply. There's also a wonderful inn. We will read one of these. These are great. There's an entire catalog of speculative fiction, which are just these very upsetting shorts. Why are there weird teeth in every game? That's a great question, Emily. The fabulous work has been accepted in a number of publications, including Murgatroyds and Miscellany, Hearth and Heaven, and The Seasonal. He is prodigious. Which story catches your eye? I think I have enough well-being here that y'all can each pick a story if you want. The Eyes of Heaven being a thrilling tale of discovery and danger in a sky heretofore unknown. Bones in the Well being a macabre tale of one soul's descent into solitude and madness. The Devil's Confession being a satirical tale of infernal ambition and mortal folly. The Vacant Throne being a tale of political inevitability from the perspective of empire. A Corpse at the Window being a sinister tale of familial duty and intimate horror. And The Parson's Cookpot being a darkly comic tale of domestic misbehavior and unusual appetites. You know, teeth. Shout out in the chat which one you are interested in, and we will read them. I've read a few of these in there. Spoiler alert, all dark, but very good. The Devil one. The Devil's Confession. His companion's hooves thumped on the crimson carpet. The corridor was long and lined with doors, each with a brass knob. He opened one. The room behind was filled from floor to ceiling with bottled souls. He tried another, the same. We've never found a use for them, the Devil admitted. Great. Corpse at the Window. There. Amelia looked through the glass. Her sister had returned. In one hand, she held a necklace of muddy diamonds, dug from a doyen's grave. Sick friends at the table reference. From the other dangled the corpse of a doe. Around Catherine's stretched throat, Amelia could still see the rope marks, white and neat as a vicar's collar. Fuck! White and neat as a vicar's collar. That is haunting. Emily, did you want any of these, or are they too spook? I'm gonna read Bones at the Well, because that sounds good. On the third day it rained. The sky was a grey, drizzly circle in the well's mouth far above. The rubble underfoot darkened, then swam with mud. Perhaps he would drown today, Joseph thought. A slow way to die, he remarked to the skeleton that shared the well with him. Raindrops tip-tapped on its skull. The skeleton was a good listener. Joseph had already shared all of his secrets with it. All, that is, except one. Now holding on to that last secret seemed pointless. After all, he was likely to drown before dinner time. He cleared his throat. It was I who pushed you, he confessed. Ugh. And Emily says the vacant throne. Oh, that was the second one I was going to pick. This one looks good. Another silent century passed. Upon the throne, the king's corpse withered and sagged, mold devouring the incarnadine robes. Then a sound. The doors opened. A woman entered, young, scarred, a sword in her hand. Behind her were more men, more swords. About time, thought the throne. Ooh. Those were spooky. Yes, excuse me, garçon. Very good. Let's drink a cider to cheer up. Memories. The taste is so sweet, so apple-y, so heart-twangingly, breath-catchingly nostalgic that it would be easy to miss the kick. What a dangerous little beverage. You drink judiciously and only allow yourself one more mug. Every sip reminds you of a world that is lost somewhere at the far end of the universe. Oh. Okay. I think we've seen what there is to see here, so we will keep on. Oh. Driving a train in space is so hard, so slippery. Another game with drinks that made you feel things. Yeah, there's some real through lines in our streaming, I guess. This place is spooky. Oh, I have a little bat crewman who can fly out and scout things back to me. Your scout has discovered something out in the sky. Oh, perfect. That's where we want to go eventually. Bat friend? Yeah, here he is. Diffident bat. Its opinion is clear. Go out there in this weather? Thank you, but no. It has a little line of dialogue that it gives every time that it gets back, and it's very, very funny. The Rat Brigade salutes you. Oh, yeah, hold on. Let's introduce you to the crew. The Incognito Princess. This tiara-wearing force of nature is definitely not a princess. Definitely not. She's terrifying. Our introduction is that people saw her and scooped their own eyeballs out with spoons to avoid looking upon her. We have the Fortunate Navigator. He does not have the experience of years, but he is talented, adventurous, and quick to learn. We have the Signaler, who is a repentant devil. He has been everywhere at least once, including several places that don't exist. We took him on board, and he immediately killed someone on our ship, so it's an ongoing quest line to try and figure out what his whole deal is. The Incautious Driver. It is impressive that their engine lasted as long as it did. They must have good reflexes, at least. The Rat Brigade. They are a former rat criminal gang. We have taken them aboard because they want us to help find the goods from their last score where their boss was killed. And the Blumigan Voyager. This grizzled Blumigan has seen all the world can offer. It has been a warrior, a poet, a king, but it finds no pleasure now in war, nor words, nor rain. Just our Blumigan buddy. We actually picked him up in the bar at Port Avon. He had not paid his drink tab, so we paid it for him. Redwall is here, yes. If I had money for every time that I've accidentally done hull damage to the train trying to get into the dock. The Forest Edge. Trader's Wood is a sprawling, secluded forest on the edge of the Reach. Few venture beneath its gloomy boughs, and legend speaks of a king who sleeps under the barrow at the wood's heart. Great. The distinguished retailers Ravenscourt and Stamford operate a small logging outpost in Traders Woods. Hours are long and employment is precarious. Very seldom do the woodcutters and charcoal burners get a day off. Today is one of those rare occasions. This is one of the few places that you can get repairs, but it's inconsistent. Is Joey here? Hi! Welcome home. Hi. So we will rest. The workers make room for you on the grass. You sup on cold meats and flat wine under the boughs of the trees. Later, you play cards and dice until the fiddler strikes up again. A charcoal burner brings out some whiskey she'd been saving. The singing lasts well into the night and almost drowns out the sound of the woods. Almost. And our terror is reduced. So we have... We'll do this first. We have... Oh, no. Where was this supposed to go? Oh, no, y'all! We didn't... Oh, no! We didn't accept the... we didn't accept the, commission to bring them here. So we have just hauled half our hold worth of ministry approved literature out to Traders Woods for nothing. Great job. Yeah, that was just a stupendous job, Caitlin. And now we have nowhere out here to get rid of them. So, excellently done. We can go to the wood's edge. The wood is vast as a felled giant and fathomless as a great ocean. Like the ocean, much of it is hidden from view. Careful expeditions are required to go deeper into the wood. The forest is rich and wild in the verdant species of the reach. Exploring the starlight-dappled edges of the wood could be profitable. So we can either try and get seeds, which we don't have the inventory for. We could gain a caged catch at not great odds, or we could sleep in the woods for a vision of the heavens. We'll go hunting. Ah, success. Noble Inns. A keen-eyed stoker spies tracks leading into the woods. You follow them. Birds cry out in the canopy ahead of you, startled by something moving. You quicken your pace. Your quarry slows, allowing you to catch up. It stands in a copse of silver wood, a proud stag with its many-tined triple crown. Its majesty does not spare it your bullets. It takes 5 people to carry it back to your engine. Oh. That's more of a bummer than I thought it would be. I don't know why I did that. We don't have inventory for this. The Pardon Glade. Ah, we can drop off our settler. The forest rises behind the station where a few tents have been set up. What might be an owl calls from somewhere in the wood. In the far distance, a great stone barrow rises over the tree. The glade, an oasis of wildflowers and sweet meadow field in the midst of the brooding trees, is where captains meet to do business and bring their ventures to the woods and to conclusion. Report. And drop off a settler. They've arrived at their destination. Whether or not they still wish to be here is another matter entirely. Get off the boat! She tips her hat as she disembarks and deposits a heavy purse into your hands. She whistles a jaunty tune as she makes her way through the station. Oh. There's also the Somerset Camp, which is a camp of academics who are arguing over the King's Barrow and what it contains. So we've done several of those. Hi, Joey. And it has been creepy all along. The scholars in the woods seek your help in opening the grave. So there's 3 different academics who could translate it 3 different ways. So we went with the dismal paleographer who believes Emperor Charlemagne is in the regent's grave. So we ventured into the woods and lost a lot of crew members to bring him back like a stone tablet, which he translated and sent us to the giggling place, which was as horrifying as it sounds, but we survived. Now the last thing is to enter the grave itself. Which we could do. I don't know that we have enough supplies or people. We could do a small expedition. Increase the chance of failure. Sure, why not? Into the wood, a handful of your most loyal crew volunteer to join you. They hoist packs and eye each other with grim satisfaction. So you can go hunting or searching for bronzewood, but we are going to the Barrows of Silence. Sounds nice. The scholars have provided the location. The wood whispered its name to you. Whoever lies in the regent's grave may have been connected with this place. It's an expedition of moderate difficulty. I'll give it a try. The giggling place. Yeah, it was horrifying. To the grave. Your crew are reluctant, but obey your command. They haul on their packs and make ready for another incursion. The scholars watch you leave, their expressions solemn. It is not long before you're surrounded by trees, the canopy plunging you into gloom. Far and farther into the woods you must go. I will say, so we have been into the woods with this captain twice before, and both times we have survived, but I don't think any of the crew that we brought with us did. You emerge into a field of purple flowers, bright as new bruises. Captain, the stoker's voice is anxious. Can you hear them? Something whispers from beneath the petals. You can listen to the voices. What do they know? Maybe you can learn. It's upsetting. Stopper your ears. Plug your ears somehow. Shut out the sound. Or leave. Ugh. Neither of these are great chances. I think I'm gonna stopper our ears. Hup. There's always one. One fool who unplugs their ears halfway across the field of whispering flowers that mutter in Latin and Sanskrit and Welsh. The last you see of him, he's racing across the fields, stripping his sky suit as he goes. A search party turns up, no trace of him. The flowers whisper on, unperturbed. Another crew member lost. It begins to pour. The gray sky is angry. Your crew look desperate to make camp, and progress will be slow over sodden ground. Perhaps this is an opportunity to recover some of your strength. You can send out a search party, get crew back at not great odds, or rest at even lower odds. We will search for our missing crew member. Neither hide nor hair. An experienced navigator goes out with a team of your most capable scouts. The rest of you make camp in a cave. Your sleep is cold and restless. When morning comes, there is no sign of your search party. Good. This is going well. The ground gives way to a bog, gray and fetid as a newly slain corpse. It burps lazily. The marsh reeds susurrate, growing in volume as you approach. There is English amidst the polyphony names, yours and those of your crew. You are alone. Are we really alone? Do we... Oh... Everyone died. Sick. Oh, God. The broken pathways. You walk in circles. Rain comes, falls, goes again. The sky wheels overhead. You hear the voices of your crew in the woods. For a time, you follow them. They lead you through bog and bramble, through glade and grove and grave. Did you see them in the wood? Do they speak to you? Do they sing to you? Do you remember their names? Yes, of course you do. You wouldn't have carved them onto the hull of your locomotive otherwise. You look down, your fingers raw and bloody. You have escaped the wood. That didn't go great. A cascade of failures. Yeah. Let's go? Let's go. We don't have enough food and fuel to, make it far in our exploration out here. So I think the plan is we'll go back to Port Avon, we'll fucking dump the pamphlets that I carted all the way out here for nothing like a fool. We'll get some new crew and supplies and come back. Yeah, that was... every part of that was bad, huh? Man, so this, see this guy over here? This is a Cantankereye, which are like giant space isopods. They're usually very aggressive, but this guy does not care about me and is just evading me. Cantankereye placated. The Cantankereye are lumbering, half-fossilized isopods that will attack anything they disapprove of, given that they are very ancient and murderously grumpy. Same. That means almost everything. The largest chunk of the Cantankereye still lives. They can be slow to die. Stubbornness, perhaps, or the sluggish journey of signals along their calcified nerves. Fuck, the writing in this game is so good. So we can retrieve its stomach for research. Listen to its last complaint. Its parting grumble is bitter and mournful. Your crew share tales of the Cantankereye to distract them from the noise. Prize precious stones from its carapace, or leave it untouched. Oh yeah, you can also eat it sometimes. We don't have the butchery add-on, we have the mining add-on. We will take this for the research since we already have one of the other 3 things needed. Short straws. Its shell is tough to crack, but it is large enough to crawl into. And that's what the unlucky winner of an impromptu lottery is obliged to do. They are given a knife and a sou'wester to cover their skysuit and crawl inside. They emerge later, dripping, cursing, and clutching the withered knot of a stomach. Oh, Spider-Verse, fuck yeah! That is light news, thank you. I needed that after, you know, this. Make sure I'm not getting lost in here. That would be spooky. So we're retreating right now with our tail between our legs, but we'll rearm and come back. Today, the sky is as cool and blue as ice in a glass. Try not to hit Port Avon. Ooh, here's a homesteader. And a cantanker eye. We'll just pop over here. Recent homesteaders dot the sky, part funded by the colonial assembly that now rules New Winchester. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the hardships of solitude. They will fiercely defend their small territories, but occasionally welcome company and trade. This homestead is almost hidden beneath a growth of wild, sprouting foliage, as if it were the victim of a fairy tale curse. The flora of the region is difficult to tame, and the settlers that dwell here are struggling. We don't have munitions to trade them, so we will just peace out. No one who lives in the wild is likely to welcome strangers. A new smell behind the coal and the oil, the green, unlikely scent of apples. Okay. Now, we will listen to its last complaint. Oh, night, Nat. My own parting, mournful grumble. The swan song. The cantanker eye emits a long, flatulent eruption. It sounds as if someone had punctured a hippo. Lovely. An engineer clears his throat. Once saw a herd of cantankereye mob a scorn fluke. Must have been 24 of them. So furiously they impaled itself on its spines to get at it. Cute. Oh, and we have another friend incoming. Ooh. Oh, fuck. Come on, Caitlin. I'm gonna die out here. There we go. Maybe we'll... Oh yeah, we'll try that. Great. Treasure put to better use. You lash the beast alongside your engine and set to work with picks and chisels. Soon you have accumulated a bucket full of glittering stones. So now we are low on supplies and also our hull is low, so we are definitely going to haul ass back to New Winchester. Look at how many layers down it goes. Incognito Princess. I see we're low on fuel. Understand that a great many things will burn before any of them. I missed it. The clamor of New Winchester. So that's not technically an aggressive ship. These are tackety scouts, but they just, drive like that. So I've definitely been killed by them before in cases like this where I am low on hull and booking it for home and some tackety scout bashes into me. Stop and drop off our port reports. Steampunk hell. Listens with a scowl. Well, I'd rather know than not, I suppose. Thanks for bringing this to me rather than the bloody stovepipes. I'll arrange a gratuity. So we have 17 the Tackety's gratitude. yeah. Rather than repaying the debt, you'd rather the Tacneys used it in the cause of independence. The Indurate veteran leads you to her office. It is paneled with bronze wood. A painting from the old world hangs on one wall, a single sun burning in a bleak blue sky. Below the sun is a temple, tiered with brightly colored gods. The veteran pours you brandy, and you discuss distant ports and the patterns of recent events. Independence is a charming idea, she confesses after an hour. But when London comes, it'll take a nation to stand against her. So the Tacneys love us, and the Stovepipes don't. Hey, we can still pick up those hours for the circus, though, so that's at least the good news. I love the way the light reflects off the bronze and glass. Okay, I wonder if I can still pick up that. There we go. So we'll take the same exact literature right back to Trader's Woods, and hopefully it goes better this time. Some more supplies. And we'll get some fresh crew and repair the train. Hire on crew. Potential recruits crowd the station looking for work with promising captains. Yeah, promising. Don't ask why I need a whole new crew. Nothing happened. You'll be fine. We can take 6 more, so I think we'll go for many. Yeah, perfect. Core, they say. Beds. Okay. Great. We'll see how the war is doing since we just tried to sway it. About the layest news. Despite the victory, rumors are circulating throughout New Winchester stations that the company, that would be the Stovepipes, is building new engines in Port Prosper's workyards. Dreadnoughts have been spotted on the Isambard line. It seems that London will not abandon its proxy lightly. The lay of the land. With the repelling of the Windward Company forces at New Winchester, the Assembly has moved swiftly to consolidate its gains throughout the Reach. A region-wide sweep for London collaborators is ongoing. Port Prosper remains in company hands, however, and shows no signs of conceding. And why we're really here, of course, the vainest pursuit, one's reputation. You are mentioned extensively in the minds of the editors and subsequently the Gazette's readership. Your name is synonymous with the Tacne cause. The food columnist, the husband of a well-known Windward Company board member, has named several new recipes after you. They are not nice recipes. That's very good. Okay. I think we are up and good to go again, so we will take another run at oops. Exploring up there, and hopefully things go a little better. I suppose since we have a full crew again, we could also try to to enter the Regent's grave again, the Silent Barrows. Do you in the chat have strong feelings between either exploring a new space or trying to go to the terrible woods again? Not today. Nope. I don't know if no one has said anything in a minute or if my stream chat has frozen. I'm gonna reopen the app really fast. Oh, that was a mistake because now I lost all the chat before it. We're still here. Okay, great. Do people have strong feelings about the Bad Forest or New Space? Sorry if you said it and I reopened the app. Twitch is terrible and now I can't see anything before Joey saying we are still here. New Space. Great. Is this the same homestead? Yes, it is. Okay, well, our terror is reduced. Oh, that was a shot. Super gross. Do you see how our terror meter is kind of pulsing with red? Love that. That's great. What do you guys think of this game? I know Charlie said that they had played it. Ooh, yummy! Space eels. Slash, have any of you played any of Feel Better's other games, like Fallen London? Thanks, Rap Brigade. Now we can drop this off. Great. The classicists are delighted, but you can't please the theologians. Too fanciful, apparently. The medievalists cannot seem to come to a definitive conclusion. You're paid well at all the same, and invited to stargazing in the Pale Wood. Let's buy some supplies. And off we go. Up this way. I have not played other games, but Fallen London looks fun. Yeah, I played not a lot of it, just a little bit. It's all text, which is cool and has some great writing, but I'm enjoying the more participatory elements of this one. My experience with this game before today starts and ends with Waypoint. Yeah, it's a really cool game. The writing is so good. It's kind of, the style of it is kind of, there's a lot of kind of busy work in between chunks of story, but that works for me because the chunks of story have been definitely compelling enough to keep working through the kind of filler bits. Look at those sunbeams down there. There's a cantankerite. Maybe it'll leave us alone. The regent's tears, a crewman cries. The rest of the crew crowd to the windows, eager for a glance. Ooh, these are chorister bees, which are very cool but very aggro. The repentant devil, something about the bees, they sing of a well and the unpleasant fate of the one who gave them their voices. Great. There's honey in there. I don't know if I want to fuck with that, because if we take it, we will get angry space bees. And yeah, we're probably already gonna have a fight. Don't mind me. Just sneaking past. So we can theoretically turn our headlamp off and be a little more stealthy, but our terror also increases dramatically if we do that. Oh, not great. Flickering fires in the night signify the onset of the candle wind. Your cook treble bolts the gallery door. Those are chorister bees. That is Bronzewood off to the left. Try and sneak in here through the wind. Oh, it's spooky. And I want the bees to leave us alone. Oh, shit. That's a scribe spinster, which, like I said, will fuck us up. So there's something valuable down here. I think I'm gonna keep pushing past it for now to get to this. Oh, Lord. Hey, do you remember earlier when we were talking about spirals of bad things? Okay, so there's a bunch of... Oh, fuck. This is not great. So there's a bunch of Bronzewood over here, which is cool. And there's also a terror over here, which is not as great. Oh, this is the Regent's grave. Okay. Here at the heart of the forest, a great barrow built from ancient stone stands. Gates of star-forged bronze block the entrance. Force open the gate. Something is whispering from the other side. The Traitor's Gate. The gates will not budge. The metal scrapes and screams against the rock, and your arms strain with the effort, but the gate holds fast. The whispering increases in volume from the darkness, but fades away as it becomes apparent you won't succeed. Inlaid in the metal of the gate are 3 hollows the shape of seals. You can see no sign of any such object nearby. Perhaps the station at Trader Woods might be a starting point. So those expeditions into the forest, we have already gained 2 seals. and we failed that expedition to get the third. But here it is, apparently. Go away, far away. Cool. Near the heart of the woods, silent and solemn. This is neat. And by neat, I mean just super cursed. Oops. Go to new space, they said. It would be fun, they said, and not full of terrible monsters and cursed places and marauders. Okay, so what we might do is sneak up here and try and snag some of that bronze wood if we can. Is there a path that goes this way? Trying to avoid a conflict and just put myself right in the middle of it. You guys fight. You do your thing. It seems like y'all have business to take care of. And, we'll just go this way. Nope, don't mind us. We're leaving. We're leaving. Okay, hole. That's great. Hey, this is not... so many people are mad at us. Okay. Snag this on the way past. Carefully. Nice. Something grave. Oh. What did that say? The driver is considering the fungal rock with an expression of recognition, perhaps? Okay. So we can scrape it for supplies. Gain supplies, but terror. Destroy it. To reduce our terror, study the fungus. Perhaps you can learn something. Or harvest the lichen. Oh, for fuel. Driver's haunted. Yeah, it's that tweet of the moon. Astronaut gets off the moon, or gets off the shuttle, grabs a gun, cocks it, gets back on the shuttle. What's up? Moon's haunted. What? Moon's haunted. I think I'm leaning towards, we don't have a great rate of success here, but I want to know. Okay, fair enough. Early experiments. It responds to certain stimuli, but it's impossible to identify exactly what. It emits the occasional puff of spores, and its pattern of growth seems subject to change. But why and how? Infuriating. Still, every failure is possibility ruled out. So we gain some terror and a tale of terror for our troubles. And we opened up a lot of that. This over here, the wreck of the Parsifal, is maybe one of the more upsetting storylines I've encountered so far. I don't want to spoil it specifically in case any of you guys want to play the game, but just truly, truly haunting writing. Okay. Let's make our way back down. We're kind of low on supplies. We'll go to Titania. Ooh, try not to get bashed about by the wind too much. Driver definitely. Oh shit, I looked away for a second. Go carefully, marauders. You don't say. I don't know if I should fight or run here. This guy's There we go. That actually went pretty well. We are definitely going to gain hull here. Your crew go to work eagerly, vaulting out into the bright, tools at the ready. The stripping of the Marauder is slow and painful work. They are cobbled together of stolen parts. Finding suitable fits for your own engine is a process of trial and error. Many of your crew have lost friends, family, lovers to the Marauders. It speeds the work. Okay. You know what? Hold on. We just got hull. I'll fight another Marauder. Oh, famous last words. I can already tell this hubris is gonna come back to haunt me. Oh shit, missed. There we go. Combat in this game is tricky because it's like a boat in water. Like when you stop accelerating, the train keeps swinging, so it's kind of hard to track those shots. You approach the buckled wreckage, poised to plunder the plunder the plunderers. Behind you, someone is singing a song of victory. Ooh, Captain's Cabin. Seek unusual items. Oh yeah, 100% chance of success. The cabin door does not survive the onset of your guns, nor did the captain. You have to tread carefully, the carpet will not be saved. A few scorched documents sit on the bronzewood desk. They make for interesting reading. Apparently London had need of a few brave captains willing to bring fire to the Tacites. You would not have expected the signatories of the orders. Interesting. I don't know how you guys are feeling time-wise. I'm thinking I'm probably going to go for another like 20 or 30 minutes tonight and then wrap it up. One of the engineers is singing, 1 for the engine, 2 at the dock, 3 for the parson, 4 of the clock, 5 for the stovepipes, 6 left for hell, 7 solemn candles burning at the well. Not at all menacing. A growing unease, patience erode, tempers fray. Ah, my terror is getting too high. So we will need to do something about this. Titania, the city... Oh, sure enough. A junior signaler receives a dose of medicinal port in the infirmary after seeing a frozen corpse spin past a window. The experience has shaken him. The dead are hungry, he says. We need to make an offering or it will come back and knock in at the hole. We can jettison supplies, which will be not good. That will leave us with only that. I think we're pretty close to Titania, but reprimand him, stuff and nonsense. Recover the body and transport it for burial. It will be poor company, but it is what you'd want to happen to you if you were found dead in the sky, which lowers our immediate terrors, but increases our nightmare. Yeah, that seems like a good option. A dour companion. It is a good deed, perhaps, to carry a lost soul home, but it is not a happy one. The crew are grimly heartened, but your dreams are troubled. The corpse wore a captain's jacket, their face a mask of frozen terror. And our nightmares are now at 2. Ah, terror is fun. Yeah, so we can get to 5 terror, I think, before we just die. It just kills ya. Titania. Bees. Good. Great. Oh, yeah. Hate to see that. Titania is cupped in the petals of a colossal orchid. Heady with scent, lurid with color, an enclave of bohemians have made it their home, seeking inspiration in the wildness of the Reach. 4 nightmares or full terror. I see. We'll go to the landing first. The port unfurls itself, welcoming you ashore. Little remains of the port now that the hive has departed. Oh shoot. The crystal domes are cracked. The buildings beneath them lie in ruins. Survivors pick through the rubble for salvage while a philosopher proclaims on the nature of destruction and rebirth. The more practical poets glare daggers in their direction as they attempt to rebuild. The damage from the chorister hive doesn't appear to have dampened the mood. We'll just jot that little note down. What is Titania? A question with no easy answers. To the poets, a place of inspiration. To the stoneworkers, an untouched slab. To the playwrights, a blank page. A place of tranquility, of creation. And your interviewee pauses, suddenly looking worried. Do you hear buzzing? Apologies, must get inside. I don't think that we can do anything here. The rhapsodic mayor looks relieved to see you. Ah, Captain, perhaps you can help settle a little matter for us. We've agreed that we need to choose one style and stick with it, but... She sighs, gesturing at her fellow council members, the melancholy poet and the stone-faced sculptor. Well, we find ourselves at an impasse, and we have not been to Albion, or we have not been to Eleutheria. I have not left the Reach yet at all, so back away. The porphyry font. Periphery? Porphyry. Yeah, I love going to Titania for the first time and seeing Return to Titania and see how it's doing. Just, bees. Yeah. A veiled pavilion rests in the curve of one of Titania's great petals. They gather stories. So we can exchange goods for money and experience. How many sky stories do we have? 34? Oh, I have 15 visions of the heavens. Hell yeah, I'll donate. The melancholy poet sighs longingly. Such courage, officer. Oh, to walk the paths of heaven and glut your eye with wonders. How close am I to leveling up? Oh, not close at all. Okay. We'll attend an art exhibition. Titania's largest petal hums with activity. Brought their best students together to showcase their work. You spend several pleasant hours surrounded by art, much of it painted with pigments sourced from the Reach's unique flora and inspired by the lingering threat of chorister bees. Once the visitors have moved away, however, they immediately launch into lengthy diatribes on the many ways they could have done it better. Okay. So I think that's everything for us to do here, other than... Oh, windows! Oh, this is our outgoing. Don't particularly want souls, so we will bulk back up. The last thing I think we need for the research we've been collecting is something from Titania. Experiments sanctioned by the company. We have collected the stomach of the Cantankerite. We have fungal crinoline. So we need a cutting of the titanian petal. I don't know if we can get that just by, like, creeping around here. Do that. Maybe we should fight some of these too. bees. Hold still. There we go. Trying to defend Titania. A chorister corpse. The swarm is a ruin of twitching legs and broken wings. One of the bees, the sigil on its back occluded with ichor, begins its final tremulous song. We'll listen to its death hymn. They say it contains secrets if you can bear to listen all the way to the end. Success. Lessons. The sound is memorable, but not notably distressing until that high C, which makes your teeth itch. Afterwards, are you wiser? Are you stronger? You are not less so. The bees died. You lived. This game is... the writing is so good. Hi, how do I take a cutting of you? I would like one. May I have some flour, Mother? I'll fight you. I'll fight you. Ooh, those are tough bees. We'll listen again. I don't fully know how to get a cutting. Maybe we'll go turn in the other two and see if that provides any answers. Oh, up here. Ho ho ho. We've just had we've learned so much today. Killing space bees. Oh, it's just eels. Just gross space eels that we can eat. Ooh, this may have been a mistake. Oh. Too many bees! Too many bees. Don't mind. Oh, oh, guys, this is too many. It's too many beads. Too many bees and too many marauders. I think I'm just gonna book it. No, fight the bees. You fight the bees. Oh, I should have just kept booking it. I'm gonna die. Ugh. Oh, it's bad. So many bees. Okay. The arboreal wilds are lush and green. Fronds hang like curtains. Leaves loll, fat as giants' tongues. Don't mind us. Okay, we survived. That looked a little dicey. I love this theme that is playing right now, which plays when you are near settlements. Just gonna go to a little park, you know? The repentant devil smiles. First you conquer nature, then you preserve it. A trifle arrogant, no? Oh, Caitlin. That was... nice. It's so generous with, docking. Leadbeater and Stainrod is an elderly London company, the custodians of the Empire's first supernal nature reserve. To find work with them, head for Capability Cabins. If you'd rather enjoy the reserve, seek the gateway of Albert's Idol. Yeah, we'll reduce terror. A pleasant walk. Along with a few of your braver crew members, you set out into the depths of the nature reserve for a bracing walk and a quiet picnic. The fauna around here is shy when not being hunted. It doesn't even try to steal your scones. Court report. Leadbeater and Stainrod Nature Preserve is a national park maintained at great expense by the company. Scores of researchers come here to study the nature of the Reach. Many visitors come here too for a pleasant holiday. We can export more sapling nuts, which are a new way to grow food on trees. We will do that, which will take us to Port Prosper. Oh no, New Winchester this time. That's great. We'll go there eventually. Or soon to fix our hull. The base of research. Turn in our research. Hand in the stomach of a cantankerite. It is a foul thing you carried in your hold. It better be useful. You are thanked for your efforts and asked to wait while the company sorts out your rewards. The phlegmatic researcher summons you to his home to offer you payment and the fruits of his research. He has temporarily abandoned his laboratory, which is filled with incense smoke. A distressing business, he says. The stench of their innards is encrusted in my nostrils. Lovely. And we'll hand in the fungal crinoline. If the right Bohemian saw this, the fashion might be revived. Fungal crinoline is such a combination of words, isn't it? The phlegmatic researcher calls upon you soon. His eyes are red, his face slightly swollen. I react like this whenever I am near to it. He sniffs loudly and hands you your reward. It's only a sliver of the petal, but maybe it's enough. I don't know how to get that. Okay. Great. We can also talk to a very nice ornithologist who is something of a nerd. The park is filled with birds and flowers, trees and woodland creatures, streams and bumbling insects, and other insidious dangers. Take a quick trip in. The romantic ornithologist clasps his hands with quiet delight when he sees you. I found a most wonderful place, shall we? You delve into the reserve together. The birds sing around you. The flowers offer sweet perfumes. A pleasing breeze tumbles through a glade and whistles around a mountain bend. And we have sky stories. Great. I don't know that I'm going to mess with that right now. So we could go explore this way, which I have not been, but we don't have a lot of hull, so we could give it a try, but we might die. Remember when it got warm outside? Are you talking about in real life? Because no, I can't remember a time it has ever been warm. love to drive a train in space. That's a stovepipe ship. Ooh, there's goodies down here. Don't mind me. Nice. And that's Marauder. Oh, a Star Maddened Explorer. Oh. We don't have enough gold for this shit. Bye. We really... Oh, we don't have enough coal for this. This is probably not a good idea, but that's okay. Yep, real life in the long ago. No, I was just talking to Joey about this. I struggled to remember a time that it was warm. I understand that it must have happened, but... Ooh. These are beautiful and terrifying. I am not gonna take any honey because I don't want to get fucked up by bees. Hi, we're peaceful. We're just visiting. I didn't kill a bunch of bees earlier. No, there's not. There's a bad guy. I just want to look at some bees. Leave me a bee. See if our bat friend can find anything. Ooh, way down there. Sir, you bribe your bat with moths until it tells you what it discovered. The air here is thick and sweet. Chorister bees make their hives here, dug into the boles of bronzewood trees. Oh, cool. Oh, this is bad. Oh. Ooh, look at this. Oh, wonder. Oh, so many bees. Yeah, the comb in the background is incredible. Oh, no, no, we're good. So the wonder is just the bees. Cool. Okay. I think this is just those combs. I'm gonna let that be. We're kind of flirting with death as it is. No thank you, bees. We're good. We're good. We're chill. Hey, no thank you. Actually. Just gonna see if we can smoke. Oh. A rupture. With a groan like a dying whale, your locomotive's hull buckles. Your hull has fallen to zero. Your captain is dead. Our only option is die. The hull cracks and the sky pours in. The cold takes you. Look at this. Ugh. Luckily, I'm a coward playing on merciful mode, so we will reawaken at the nature preserve. Bees. Good one. That's probably a good spot to end for today. Thank you guys for coming out. This was really fun. This game is really, really neat. I hope you guys enjoyed this small peek at it. I would encourage you to get it for yourself. It's really neat and pretty and terrifying. And I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. You can find me on Twitter if you don't follow me, which I think everyone does, at Chalo and Behold. Joey in the chat and I will be streaming Nancy Drew tomorrow, and you can find the info for that at Rude Detectives. Thank you guys for coming out, and good night.